Good morning, guys. The sun is crazy. The heat is crazy today. I'm going to the beach alone, which I'm so happy about because, like, y'all know I never want to be alone, but the people in this house are making me crazy to be alone. So I'm walking to the train right now. It's like, what? Like 40 minutes to get there? I have to take like 2 trains. I have to transfer. So, yeah. Let's go. I feel like the beach is gonna be empty because the sun is so strong today and it's a Monday. But better for me. I do want to tan. I brought like sunblock, so I definitely do want to tan. I know that's like so not a thing here, but I don't care. Oh, that train ride lasted forever. God. It was like 40 minutes. I felt every single minute of it. And I was standing up the whole time, and like the train is just filled with like the elderly, and they're just like, oh God. Like I can see what people are saying. Like everyone in Busan is old. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm excited to see the beach because last time I was here, I didn't go see what the water looked like. So I don't know what the water is like here. So I'm curious to see if it's like nice and blue and clear. Yeah, I do need to get some water first because I'm a little dehydrated. I'm looking for coconut water and I don't know if I just am not looking correctly or because I can't read the labels or they don't have. Like I can't find coconut water. I really want coconut water. Ugh. I'm here. I don't know why it looks like foggy. Like it looks like a little foggy. Like the visibility isn't very clear. The beach is pretty empty. Of course, there's like one person tanning and it's a white girl. It's just so funny. That's gonna be me. The sand is really, really hot. But let me check out the water real quick. Water's not that nice. Yeah, the water's not that nice. I mean, it's not like Korea's known for its beaches. It's not like that bad. There is like, yeah. I mean, nothing is gonna compare to Sri Lanka, right? Nothing's gonna compare to Sri Lanka. Some people swimming up ahead, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, and the water kind of smells like... So I walked a little further down the beach and they have like these umbrellas in the sand and it's perfect. Like they're right by the water so I can like people watch and I can chill here under the shade. I tanned for a little bit, but I just wanted to find some shade so I can talk to you guys because I have so much to say. I don't even know where to start. I've been sick pretty much since I got to Korea and I feel like that's my body saying that Korea's not in alignment for me, something's wrong. As you guys know, I'm doing another Worldpacker experience here in Busan, working at a language studio. The apartment in Busan is beautiful. It is really beautiful. It's really nice. And it's so much better than the one in Gangnam. But the rooms don't have AC. Only the living room has AC and it's really, really hot and humid here in Korea right now. So that kind of sucks, but the first couple of days were really bad, but now I've gotten used to it and it's not that bad at all. But I've just been struggling with sleep. I don't know why. I haven't gotten good rest. I'm waking up every morning with like a headache right here. But also like yesterday, Daegu, I don't want to talk shit about other women because I always want to uplift women and support women, especially since I've been so like male-centered on this channel. I don't want to like now this group of women that I'm hanging out with just bash them. But like I also have to be honest, I don't like them at all. I think they're so awkward. They're so like weird. Like they're the first group of people I've tried to connect with. I've made an effort even though I haven't been feeling my best and there's just no connection there. There's just no vibe there. I don't know what it is, but it's just like when we went out the other night, we were just standing like in a circle and some guy came up to me and was like, "You're so hot." And like the girls didn't even like comment on it, and they were just kind of like looking at each other with like weird looks. And then like guys kept coming up to me on the street and they were just being weird about it, not commenting about it. I don't know what it is. And then yesterday in Daegu at the Chicken and Beer Festival, where like, I'm sorry, these guys in front of me just completely distracted me. Like, I want to, like, they look fine as hell. Oh my God, look. Actually, never mind. I don't want to be a creep and record them because, like, when men do that to women, it's like not good. So I'm not going to do that to men. You know what I'm saying? But if they come, I think they're walking here behind me. So if they come behind me, yeah, that's them. That's them. Yeah, they just had really nice bodies. What was I saying? So yesterday in Daegu at the Chicken and Beer Festival, of course we're standing online for something, and of course some South Asian men come up to me because I'm just a magnet for South Asian men. I don't know what it is. And they're Pakistani, so I speak like the Urdu that I know to them. So I'm like, "Tum kaise ho? Mera naam kana hai? Kya baat hai?" And of course, I shouldn't have done that because of course, the second I speak their language, they're gonna like be even more smitten with me. But then like my friends are leaving, so they were older. I wasn't really interested. I just wanted to like practice the language a little bit and flex, but I wasn't interested. So then when my friends walk away, I'm like, "Okay, bye, I'm going with my friends." And then we walk down, and then they're literally following us. And I'm like, "Guys, can we keep walking because these guys are following us?" And they're like, "Oh, like, it's okay, just ignore them. It's so uncomfortable. Let's just keep walking." And they just didn't. And then the guys came up to me and it's like trying to talk to me again. And all the girls are just like there being so awkward. And then like I really politely, kindly reject them. And they asked me to like get lunch with them. And I like said no, that I'm with my friends and I want to stay with them. And they asked me for my number and I also said no. And then the girls like also just like didn't comment on it, like didn't say anything, they were just like looking, just being weird. I don't even know how to describe it. The vibe was just weird. And like they're just very like, I don't know, they're like very young, so they're like in their early 20s. I think they're very like naive, very like immature. I think they're very just sheltered. And also it's just like the type of people that I feel like, the type of tourists that I feel like South Korea attracts are just very like superficial people who are like into this superficial capitalistic hyper-consumeristic culture. Is hyper-consumeristic a word, or hyper-consumerism culture? And it's just, yeah, I met some amazing people in Gangnam. Like, this is a thing at the studio in Gangnam. I love the people I was with. Matilda and Nick, those are my bitches. I fucking love them. Monica, Maya, like I love them. Like it was like I felt really comfortable with them. They were really supportive of me when I was crying at the club because this Japanese guy roasted me. We were making, I don't know if I mentioned this, but like, yeah, in Itaewon I met this Japanese guy. He brought me a drink, we're dancing, we're literally like bird feeding each other the drink, like crazy. And then I tell him I'm trans, and then he's like, "Okay, like I don't care, like let's go outside and talk more." I go outside, and once we're outside, he roasts me. He's like, "I want nothing to do with you, I think it's disgusting, just get away from me." And I literally go back into the club and I'm like crying. And they were all like there for me, so supportive. I was crying because shit like that hasn't happened to me in a really long time. I haven't been rejected for being trans in a really long time, and ever since I got to Korea, it's just been happening back to back, and that was just kind of like my last straw. So they were so supportive, and like I really opened up to them about a lot of things. They opened up to me, like we just were there for each other. We were just being people. Here, every time I bring up like my transness or mention being trans, they just get so weird and awkward, so I just don't even acknowledge it or talk about it. And I don't know, I feel like a big part of it is they're uncomfortable with my transness, and I think they're also like, I don't know, uncomfortable with the amount of attention that I get, or just like jealous. I don't want to say that because I don't want to be like, oh, they're so jealous of me. But I just feel like the vibe always gets weird when guys hit on me or like talk to me or make a move on me. Or when like I speak about my transness. So it's like I don't really, yesterday in Daegu, we're just walking in silence and they don't really make conversation or talk about anything like worthwhile either. Just about the weather. They're just so surface level people, but I think they fit perfectly into the culture here because the culture here, most of the people that I've talked to are very, very surface level either. I don't think they've asked themselves like the deeper questions of life. I think they're just like trying to make money and succeed. I don't think they've ever thought about like what makes them happy or if they're happy or how to be happy. They're just kind of like doing what they're supposed to be doing, and I don't really respect that. Yeah, and I don't want to talk shit about Korea because I actually really, like, I don't want to say, like, oh, this and that. I think it's very hard to be trans in Korea. I think it's very difficult to be trans in Korea, and I think you would, in order to be trans here, you would pretty much have to go stealth and pass, and I think maybe then, but even then, it's like, unless you have, like, all your surgeries and you can just completely forget about the fact that you're trans, I just don't think you're ever going to be able to fit into society here, even if you're Korean. Like, I just don't see them ever like accepting trans people. And it makes sense to me because this is such a superficial society, because this is such a surface level culture. Trans people makes them question things that they don't want to question, and it makes them think things they don't want to think about, so they rather just not acknowledge it and like try and dismiss our entire existence. Also, like my friends Matilda and Nick in Gangnam, they said they went to like the Pride Parade here in Seoul, which happened a week before I arrived, and they said that the anti-Pride Parade was actually bigger than the Pride Parade, which like makes sense to me. And at least there's a Pride Parade, but yeah, they're not really. I think Seoul is an amazing city. I think Busan is an amazing city too. The infrastructure, the public transportation, the cleanliness, it's just very easy. I wanted to get contacts. I go to the store. They gave me a whole eye test and new contacts for like $30, and it took like 5 minutes. New York could never. Public transportation here is literally a dream. Like, it's so efficient. It's literally perfection. The diet, the food, I prefer South Asian cuisine, but I do like how restaurants, they just have screens where you can just order. They have all the utensils on like the side of the table, so it's like, it really like, it makes it really easy if you don't speak the language. Nightlife is good here. They have a big variety of clubs, good music, super affordable drinks. Clothing is, I love the clothing and the style here. It's exactly my vibe and exactly how I would dress in New York. It's perfect, and I love how I just feel so comfortable like wearing literally whatever I want. Like, I love it. I love like how you can see all the hills behind the buildings, like this view right over here. Like, you can see the hills and then the buildings and the bridge and the ocean. Like, I think it's very beautiful. But I just think in terms of what I look for in a country, I look for like community and like spirituality. And I think like in India and Sri Lanka, like I was able to find both of those. More so in India, I would say, has just like deeper spirituality. And I think in India, I was able to make friendships with women and men, whereas in Sri Lanka, I didn't really make any friendships with local women there. So I would say more so India has like everything that I look for, which is like deep community, deep connections, and deep spirituality. And here, I just feel like Korea literally lacks in both of those things so deeply. So this is clearly not the place for me, but I think that it's still a beautiful city, and I still think it's worth visiting. I think also like all the work that I got done in my face, like all the filler and Botox and everything, how easy and efficient it was truly amazing. I love my results. I don't know if you guys can see, But yeah, I love my results and they were just so nice, so easy. I don't think I have really much anything else to say. I wish that the water was a little cleaner, but I'd say it's comparable to like New York beaches, which I think is just like it's a big city, right? Like what can you expect from a beach in like a city? This isn't Sri Lanka, this isn't like Goa. So yeah, you could also see very clearly that the population in Busan is like mostly elderly, that a lot of the cities in Korea other than Seoul are dying out. It's clear as day. And that makes me a little like it's sad to see, but it's also just like they have to like clearly be more accepting of foreigners and of people outside of themselves in order to like keep it going, keep the population growing, and I just don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah. I know I've seen a lot of TikToks about like black women or like Indian women sitting like on the subway and then the person next to them like will get up and immediately change sheets. That has not happened to me, but then again, they probably just perceive me like a white woman or a Latina woman. I don't think here anyone clocks me as trans at all. I don't think it even crosses their minds. Yeah, I've talked a lot. So if you got to this point, thank you so much for listening. And yeah, oh my God, I've been talking for like 11 minutes. Wow, thank you for listening. You can see a lot of people here in the water, but I'm just so spoiled. I have no desire to go into this water. Like, so I actually ended up going into the water. The water's actually not that bad. It's nice. It's nice. It's pretty cold, and it's definitely not like blue or clear. Like the water's definitely green. But it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I actually take back what I said. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got in the water. It is really cold though, but because the sun is so strong, it felt so good. And apparently, you do have to pay for the umbrellas, even though I was there for like 2 hours maybe. A guy came up and he was telling me it's 4,000 won, which I think is like $2. But now there's shade, like there's shade right here all over, because the sun is going down. This building's covering it, so I just moved to the shade instead of paying. Yeah. When I was in the water swimming, like those cute guys that I mentioned earlier, they were also in the water, and they kind of like splashed me and like were like being playful with me, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna get rejected for being trans. It's like I open up, I try to like connect with them, talk to them, and it's like, what's the point? Like, I just feel like they're gonna reject me like as soon as I tell them I'm trans. But also, it's like I just don't want to like be completely closed off to connections and be completely closed off to men just because I think they're gonna reject me for being trans. But I also don't want to put myself out there constantly, time and time again, and continue being rejected for being trans. So I'm kind of like in a weird place where I just don't know like if I should be open and try and connect with some of the guys here, or just like completely like just protect myself a little and be just more closed off. I'm done with the beach. I'm hungry. I only had cereal and it's like 5 o'clock, so let's go find somewhere to eat. I'm sorry, but these stoplights in Korea last forever. I'm so sick of them. They last like 3 minutes. Ugh. So I'm getting pork and rice soup and a Coke, which is so American. I never drank Coke when I was in America, but ever since traveling, just like my standards for my diet have just dropped so much. I like how like in the tables they have like this call button. So when you're ready to order, you can just hit that. Also, look at this amazing view. So a lot of restaurants in Korea put like the seasoning, like the salt and pepper on the side. They don't put any on the food itself. So here on the table we have salt and pepper, and then you just do it yourself. I already put some salt, and what is this? I could put some of this like chili paste in it as well. Yeah. I hope I did a good job seasoning it. Let's try it. It's perfect. It's perfect. Also put like some onion on the side. I'm just gonna toss that. I just got my hair washed in Korea because I was at the beach. I hadn't washed my hair in like over a week. So I just got my hair washed. And why did this lady, the first thing she asked me as she's washing my hair is like, I couldn't understand her. So I did like the translate. And she goes, it sounds like the translate literally said, it sounds like a man but looks like a woman. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, I'm a woman. And then she was like, okay. And then like she kept saying stuff in Korean, but like obviously I couldn't understand. And I'm just like, girl, what the hell? That's the first time. I've been here in Korea for almost a month. That is the first time anyone has made any comment about my gender in any way. She was really nice and she did a good job washing my hair, but yeah. Also, the hair wash, I thought she said 5,000 won, which would have been crazy cheap. So in hindsight, I should have known, but it was actually 15,000, which is like, I don't know, like $15 less, 14, 13, somewhere around there. So pretty reasonable, pretty good price. I'm not showing my hair because it's obviously really frizzy because they don't have like curly like hair products or hair products for my hair. So it looks crazy, but it's like clean and combed out, which is all I wanted. Hey guys, so I'm doing a workaway in South Korea in Busan. I'm gonna show you guys the dorm that I'm staying at real quick. This is the room I'm in. My bed is on the floor because the top bunk is really hot and we only have fans in this room. There's another room here with 2 beds. Kitchen. Living room. AC. Bathroom. There's another room here with 4 beds. Yeah, we also have a washer and dryer over here. Bathroom is also really nice, nicer than a lot of the bathrooms I've been in Korea. I really recommend this, so if you're interested, I'll put the information, use my referral code in the description below. Yeah, I would not be able to afford being in South Korea for a month if it wasn't for this, because it is pretty expensive here. Accommodation's pretty expensive, so definitely recommend. All I have to do is talk to local Koreans 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Actually less, it's like 4 days a week usually. Like this week I'm only working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Amazing. And it's only 3 hours a day. And I can go to the beach. I spent all day at the beach yesterday. Go to cafes, so many good restaurants, go out clubbing. Like, it's literally perfect. Hey my loves, good morning. I'm here getting acai. You see it. I'm really excited to eat it. I was really craving fruit because I haven't had fruit in such a long time. But I'm kind of struggling a little bit. I just don't feel like it's just not an easy place to be trans or like outside of like the status quo at all. I felt so much more comfortable, so much more like myself in South Asia. It was like a small little situation yesterday, just like one of the volunteers was having a conversation with the students and she asked him like, oh, have you spoken to Kana yet? And he was like, no, I haven't spoken to him yet. And she was like, him? And he was, yeah, he's a man, right? And I was like, she was like taken aback and like obviously like she corrected him, but it's just kind of like I'm clearly not a man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like hateful. No one has mistaken me or like misgendered me in so long. It's clearly like just hateful. So I don't know. It just really like That's just like the type of people here. I just don't like the people here. I'm sorry. Like, I know not all Koreans are like this, but I just don't like the men here. The men are terrible. They have small egos and probably small dicks too. And I'm just like so done with letting these small ego, small dicked men reject me over and over again or disrespect me like that. Like, I'm so done with taking it. I can't anymore. Like, ew. And they're not even cute. They're not even attractive. They have nothing going for them. And also, the birth rate in Korea is so low. Unless Korea like starts accepting mass immigration, most Koreans are gonna go extinct. Korea literally might go extinct. So it's like, you would think if that's a possibility for your country, you would be open, more accepting towards people who are different towards you and more accepting. But he's not. Like, and it's like the majority of like Koreans are like this. I'm just so over it. I just feel like, I hate being trans. Like, it's just like, in South Asia, I really didn't feel like this. It wasn't an issue. Here, I'm just feeling like I hate being trans. I hate being trans. I hate being trans. And I just hate feeling like this. And I'm not blaming Korea because Korea is just the catalyst that is causing these like deep-rooted insecurities and thoughts to surface. You know, like, regardless of whether I'm in Korea or not, those feelings are there, but Korea is just like making them much more apparent, and it's kind of hard to deal with. Like, yeah, I really hate being trans. It just makes my life so much more difficult, so much more complicated. And yes, I try to focus on the positives, that it gives me a unique, fresh, new perspective. It makes me different from most other people, and my unique perspective as a trans woman, trying to use that as a way to help others and make the world a better place. I feel like that is where my mindset has been at, because what else can I do? You know what I'm saying? But like, it's very hard, and it's like when people just like automatically judge you or think less of you just for being yourself. And it's like, I'm not even so caught up on like people calling me a woman, people calling me, I'm not even so caught up on that, because at the end of the day, that shit really doesn't matter to me. It's like, my goal is just to like be as authentic as possible and to be myself as much as possible. And me being authentically me just happens to fit into what society deems is a woman, and just happens to fit into those boxes that society has for women. So that's why I identify as a woman and I live my life as a woman. But in reality, like, that box, woman, that label really doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm just trying to be myself, and myself just happens to be a woman in terms of what society thinks a woman is. So really, that's how I like feel about like my gender and everything. Like, I do feel like I am a woman, but I'm not like so caught up and attached to that, because I just try not to be attached to anything, including labels. It's so funny, you guys can't hear it because this mic is really, really good, but these women in this like acai shop are literally like talking so loud, like they're like screaming. Like, that is really just, it's just funny, because if it was like me doing that, like as a foreigner, like everyone would be giving me the dirtiest looks, like judging me so hard. It's like the double standards here. I'm just so over it. Like, it just sucks knowing that as long as I don't go completely stealth, this will be like, I will encounter situations like this. I will encounter discrimination, people judging me for who I am, and people just being dicks to me my entire life, unless I go stealth and just completely try to pass. Most people that I've spoken to said they had no idea I was trans until they heard me speak. So I could do voice training, work on my voice, and work on passing completely, work on sounding more feminine, and, you know, just go stealth and not talk about my transness. But I don't want to do that. Like, I don't have a desire. Like, I don't know. Like, I did have a desire to like change my appearance, change the way I look, present more feminine, but I never really had a desire to like change my voice. I don't know. I don't really mind my voice. Like, yes, it's a little deep, but like, I don't know, I think women with deep voices are kind of hot, and like, it just never really bothered me, but like, I just feel like my life would be so much easier if I did work on feminizing my voice and like just passing and going stealth, especially as I'm traveling. It would make my life so much easier. But I also think that like the whole point of me like being on this journey and like traveling is just to see how different cultures, societies in different countries react to a trans woman, not like a stealth trans woman, you know, because that's just kind of irrelevant. So I'm just like in a hard spot. I don't know. Yeah. It's Wednesday right now. I'm leaving Korea on Monday. And I was thinking about maybe going to Jeju Island or staying a little longer, but I'm done. I'm done. Like, this is just because, you know, when you're in a country, like, it's not only about your experiences, it's about like the energy of the place that you're in. Like, that affects you too. Like, the energy, the vibe also can really affect you. And I just feel like I don't like the energy in this country. Like, it's very like suffocating. I've been sick almost the entire month that I've been here. It's like, it's just so superficial, so fake, all about appearances. It lacks depth, it lacks realness, it lacks, like, oh God, it's really just terrible. I'd rather be in the US. I'd rather be in the US. Or, like, I even think many places in Europe would probably be better than this, honestly. But. And I know, I'm traveling, like I should be grateful, I should be more positive, but also I'm traveling alone as a trans woman, like that's not gonna be easy, I'm gonna encounter difficulties, I'm not gonna be happy all the time, I think that's normal. Also, I've been traveling for over 6 months now, so it's like, I'm not necessarily still traveling, like this is just my life, and you can't expect someone to be happy 100% of the time. I think Sri Lanka, I do think perhaps I was being a little negative in Sri Lanka and I could have been more positive and more like whatever, but I was also dealing with a man who, I mean, look at how things ended up, you know, like I was probably feeling that subconsciously in my intuition, and that was like affecting my mood, you know? So I don't know, it's just kind of like I want to find like my place. I feel like India, like I just want to go back to India, honestly. Is that crazy? Like I want to go back to India.